Good morning. A woman could face death in Bali for hiding cocaine in a sex toy. I'm Remo, and this is the Daily Signal for August 20th, 2025. Stay tuned for the rest of the stories.
Unfiltered. Now,
Here are the other top stories for August 20th, 2025. Air Canada flights restart after massive strike, strands 500,000 passengers. Trump declares no U.S. troops will ever deploy to Ukraine. Israel weighs Hamas's shocking 60-day ceasefire offer and hostage exchange. China's nuclear arsenal explodes. New weapons threaten global balance. Modi praises China while critics blast India's billionaire families. Giant Chinese submarine drones target America's underwater spy network. Netanyahu accuses Australia's leader of betraying Israel. Pakistan's life-giving monsoon turns deadly. Floods kill dozens. Spain battles record wildfires despite cooling temperatures. Now let's dive into each story. Breaking overnight, Indonesian authorities arrested a foreign woman in Bali for smuggling cocaine hidden inside a sex toy. Here's what happened. Airport security discovered the drugs during a routine baggage check. The woman now faces Indonesia's death penalty under their zero-tolerance drug laws. This matters because Indonesia executes more drug traffickers than almost any country. Over 140 people sit on death row for similar crimes. The case highlights the extreme risks tourists face when traveling through Southeast Asia's strict drug enforcement zones. Air Canada's massive flight attendant strike finally ended yesterday after stranding over 500,000 passengers for 3 days. The airline reached a mediated settlement just hours before government intervention threatened criminal penalties. Here's the key detail. It will take 7 to 10 days to fully restore service. Crews and aircraft are scattered across North America, creating a logistical nightmare. The strike cost the airline an estimated $50 million daily in lost revenue and passenger compensation. Why this matters? Canada's largest airline basically shut down during peak summer travel, proving how vulnerable air transport remains to labor disputes. Meanwhile, in Washington, Donald Trump definitively ruled out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine as part of any security guarantees. This breaks with traditional NATO support strategies and signals a major shift in American foreign policy thinking. Trump's exact words, "No American soldiers will fight in Ukraine under any circumstances." This position puts him at odds with current Biden administration policies and European allies who support military assistance. The real story is timing. This announcement comes as Ukraine faces its most critical winter yet, with Russian forces advancing and international support wavering. In related developments, Israel is weighing Hamas's surprising offer of a 60-day Gaza ceasefire, coupled with hostage releases. This represents the most significant peace proposal in months of devastating conflict. Here's what they're not telling you. The deal could include releasing Palestinian prisoners in exchange for Israeli hostages, but security officials worry about appearing weak before elections. International pressure is mounting as civilian casualties continue rising. This detail will surprise you. The proposal came through Egyptian mediators just 48 hours after Israel's most intense bombing campaign of the year. Speaking of global tensions, new intelligence reveals China has dramatically expanded its nuclear arsenal beyond all previous estimates. Defense analysts confirm Beijing now possesses advanced delivery systems threatening the entire Pacific region. You'll want to remember this number. China's nuclear warheads increased by 300% in just 2 years. They're building underground silos, mobile launchers, and submarine-based missiles faster than any nation in history. The key detail: this arms buildup directly challenges America's nuclear superiority and could trigger a new Cold War across Asia. Meanwhile, in New Delhi, Prime Minister Modi publicly praised improving relations with China while facing harsh criticism about India's growing wealth inequality. The contrast couldn't be starker. Modi emphasized cooperation and regional stability with Beijing just days after border tensions flared. But critics, including analyst Besant, slammed India's billionaire families for hoarding wealth while millions remain in poverty. This connects to our next story about technological competition. India needs China's cooperation but faces domestic pressure to address inequality first. On the military front, China deployed massive underwater drone submarines designed to punch holes in America's seabed surveillance networks. These aren't science fiction. They're operating right now in Pacific waters. Here's what happened. The drones target fiber optic cables and sensor arrays that detect submarine movements. U.S. intelligence calls this a game-changing threat to national security because America relies on these systems to track enemy submarines globally. The real impact: China could blind American naval intelligence across the entire Pacific, fundamentally shifting military balance underwater. In diplomatic news, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu accused Australia's Anthony Albanese of betraying Israel in their harshest exchange yet. The accusation stems from Australia's criticism of Israeli military tactics in Gaza. Netanyahu's exact words called Australia's position a betrayal of democratic values and friendship. Albanese fired back, defending Australia's right to independent foreign policy without Israeli interference. This matters because Australia has been one of Israel's most reliable allies. If that relationship fractures, Israel faces growing international isolation just when it needs support most. Pakistan's traditional monsoon season turned catastrophic this year, killing dozens and displacing hundreds of thousands. The rains that once brought life and renewal now bring only destruction and death. Critical update: floodwaters have destroyed over 1,000 villages and wiped out entire harvests. Aid agencies warn of potential famine conditions if rescue efforts fail. Climate change has made these monsoons increasingly unpredictable and violent. Remember this detail: Pakistan contributes less than 1% of global carbon emissions, but suffers disproportionately from climate disasters. Finally, Spain continues battling record-breaking wildfires, despite cooling temperatures ending the recent heat wave. Emergency crews remain on high alert as drought conditions persist. The numbers are staggering. Over 200,000 acres burned in the past week alone. Entire communities evacuated as winds spread flames faster than containment efforts. European climate officials warn this could become the new normal as Mediterranean regions face permanent drought conditions. Now let's connect these stories. 3 major themes emerge from today's headlines that will shape your world in the coming months. First, global security is fragmenting. From China's nuclear buildup to underwater warfare capabilities, traditional alliances face unprecedented challenges. Trump's Ukraine position and Netanyahu's diplomatic battles show how quickly international partnerships can fracture. Second, climate disasters are accelerating. Pakistan's deadly floods and Spain's record fires prove extreme weather isn't future risk, it's today's reality. Countries worldwide struggle with disasters they weren't built to handle. Third, technology changes everything. Chinese submarine drones and smuggling techniques reveal how rapidly innovation outpaces security measures. Whether underwater warfare or airport detection, technology creates new vulnerabilities faster than we can address them. Here's what this means for you. The stable world order of the past decade is ending. Prepare for more disruption, more extreme weather, and more technological surprises that upend how nations interact and compete. Stay informed, stay prepared, and remember, today's impossible headlines become tomorrow's history. I'm Remo. Thanks for listening to the Daily Signal. Subscribe for tomorrow's breaking updates and share this with someone who needs to stay informed about our rapidly changing world.
Unfiltered,